Thank God the price didn't move. Praying, please do not let the price move. I mean, yesterday we were $300 above 82.7. Today we're $300 below 82.7. But I mean, thank God the price didn't move. Can you imagine? The price went up, people would lose their minds. Can you imagine if the price went down? People would even more lose their mind. Thank God the price didn't move. Thank God the price didn't move. Can you imagine Scotch on the Rocks, Jerry Pow Pow? What he'd have to say at his FOMC meeting if the price moved, if the stocks went up or down? Oh my God, it'd be absolute mayhem. People would be saying Trump pump, or maybe if it went down, they'd be saying Trump dump. Thank God the price didn't move. Thank God the price didn't move, or else Michael Saylor's prediction, 440, might be coming true. I find that a little bit, I don't know if the word's irresponsible, but 440, it's different when you see, like YouTubers, obviously they're going to pump these price predictions just to get thumbnail clicks and whatnot. But when you have such a goat with, one might say, a huge stake in Bitcoin in the future of throwing out price predictions like 440K, it's great to hear. However, it could be viewed as a little, I don't know what it is, irresponsible to a certain degree. I don't know. Where do you draw the line between, YouTubers throwing out crazy predictions and Michael Saylor? I mean, at the end of the day, they're all just kind of influencing people. YouTubers are YouTubers, but Michael Saylor, he's on all these, tard-fied channels talking with the actors who are reading the teleprompter. So I mean, it's a little bit of a more big deal, if you know what I mean. But anyway, thank God the price didn't move. I don't think this market could handle the turbulence. We're much safer just coasting at 82.7. It makes us, feel a little bit better about where we are. We understand, and we haven't moved. Thank God the price didn't move. I guess if you want to look at the cup half full, you want a little bit of analysis, hopium. I mean, I'd like to get that third, reductive higher high type thing. This is generally what a turnaround, a reversal looks like, but we kind of have to see what goes on here. We're far away from the 200 moving average. We're far away. Whether we even get there in this next month will be a doozy, seeing as we're far. And this is what happens too. Like when the market doesn't move, we all start looking for signals. Well, maybe old Scotch on the Rocks booze breath Jerry Papel might say something, a secret little wording. He might word something weird, and then the market will go off. But I think historically, a lot of these FOMC meetings have been really epic burger donatas. Historically, I don't think anything's ever kicked off. Now, the problem is that a lot of things get baked in, right? And we with the percentage porn that you have on these websites, what was a 99% chance. Oh, it's dipped to 66% chance. Oh my God! Now it's basically baked in. All those things. By the time we get there, the price is already adjusted to what it's trying to do, and so we still get a burger donata, because the price gets baked in. Now, if we want to do, this isn't, I just wanted to remind everyone about the summer bummer. Believe it or not, and I find this hard to believe, that we are the exact, this time last year, let's call it mid-March. This is mid-March 13th. We kind of peaked out at 73. Remember 73 was the most glorious number. Dun, 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 73. God, I can't believe it. 73. Life is great. 73. Now if it was 73, but that said, I'm done. I'm never coming back. 73. But anyway, when we hit 73, it was right around this time last year And we basically sank for 8 months. No bass in this. 8 months. We hit the summer bummer. And for the vast majority of the summer bummer, like March, April, May, June, we were kind of in March, April, May, let's call it a quarter of denial. And we spent a quarter of that time in absolute denial that we were in a summer bummer. But we were, and we had 4 more months of it. We had some exciting times with the Japan carry trade. This is like that sitcom, the part of the sitcom season where they have nothing to write about, so they do a retrospective. Remember that? And they all sit around the couch. This is when people used to watch sitcoms. This is when people used to make sitcoms. Are there still sitcoms? Jeez, Sneaky Pete, you got your finger on the pulse of sitcoms? Like the last I remember was with all those nerds. You know, what was that? Big Bang Theory. Sneaky Pete says, I do not have my finger on the pulse of sitcoms. Maybe it's because there are no more sitcoms, which is kind of sad. I guess it's a weird tradition, a weird institution, this situation comedy that lasts for 4 seasons. They should cap all everything, all TV shows at 4 seasons, because usually the 5th is like the bell curve where you start going, I just didn't get as much out of this as I did the past 4 seasons, and then you're basically waiting for it to be canceled. But we don't see that. Maybe that was the last one, Big Bang Theory. Oh no. They did like the younger version. That's another thing. It's like when you think about all the creative juices in Hollywood, the endless stream of writers, and you think they still just regurgitate the same thing, like sequels and continuations and remakes. It's sad, really, because it makes me think like the well in my simulation has run dry. They've used it all, every, and we don't know it sometimes. Like I remember coming into the 80s, 90s, being, a teenager looking for my own type of things, and I thought everything was new, and I would later find out that it too was a remake. So I'm basically waiting for like Beverly Hills Cop to come out with a new person in it to be like the new, and everyone who's like 10 to 25 will be like, this is so awesome, Beverly Hills Cop. It's a cop, but he's in Beverly Hills, like he got assigned to the Beverly Hills precinct. It's weird, but they won't be black though, right? That would be a touchy subject right now, whether they made the cop black in Beverly Hills. You see how it gets touchy in this weird, delicate day and age. It would have to be, I don't know what the nationality of the cop could possibly be anymore if it was in Beverly Hills Cop. Anyway, enough about that. Just a friendly reminder that it was this time last year. This is so when you hear the dream sequence in TV shows and sitcoms, like we talk about, it's every whole note next to each other. So it's a very weird sounding scale. And that's not how scales work, right? But that's how they do it. Now you know a secret about all the crazy movie making and the sound effects. They just use that scale. Now it probably has Bruce, we might have aged out of demos for sitcoms. Mr. Mark, there's no other Beverly Hills Cop than Eddie Murphy. It's a dream sequence, Wick classic. Weren't you like Ethel Easter classic or Ethel Easter Wick last week? Yes, all whole tones. That's a whole tone. This is a half tone, right? So it's all whole tones. You don't really. It's probably like a mixolydian, a harmonic minor or something like that. I don't know. That's me. No, num nums. Eileen Ulick. That's right. What's the significance of Eileen Ulick? Wick. I wanted to do something here. I talked about this yesterday with the Kager. It's an interesting math thing. Let's ask here. I don't want to call it grok. You know, if I call it grok, they'll say I'm not grok. I'm like, okay, well, why not just be called grok anyway? So if it's March 18th, 2025, the price is 82.4. Can you take the earliest recorded price of Bitcoin, whether it was 2009, 2010, whenever that was, and give me a Kager?
All right, let's figure this out. You're asking for the compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, from Bitcoin's earliest recorded price to January 18th, 2025, when you say the price is 82.4, assuming that's in thousands, so $82,400. Bitcoin's earliest recorded price comes from October 2009, when it was valued at about $0.000076 per Bitcoin, based on some early trading data. That's super tiny, so we'll use that as the starting point. Now, we're going from October 2009 to January 2025. That's roughly 15 years and 3 months. But for simplicity, let's call it 15 years since CAGR is usually annualized. Here's the math. You take the final value, 82,400, divided by the initial value, 0.00000076. Raise that to the power of 1 over 15 for the 15 years, and then subtract 1. Doing that step by step, 82,400 divided by 0.000076 is about 108 million. Take the 15th root of 108 million, which is roughly 90.8, subtract 1, and you get about 89.8. So, the CAGR for Bitcoin from October 2009 to January 2025, with those prices, is around 89.8% per year. That's a wild growth rate, but it tracks with Bitcoin's crazy journey. Let me know if you want me to tweak anything.
Okay, so based on that Kager, if we go out to the next bull run of 2028, let's throw in like a diminishing return of 5% on that Kager. What can we expect in 2028? If you just did nothing, you just sat here and did nothing, what can we expect?
All right, let's project this out to 2028 with that CAGR and a 5% diminishing return. We're starting from January 2025, where you said the price is $82,400. You mentioned the next bull run in 2028, so that's 3 years out. The CAGR we calculated was about 89.8% per year from 2009 to 2025. Now, you want to knock 5% off that growth rate each year as a diminishing return. So, 89.8% minus 5% gives us 84.8% for the first year. Then we'll assume it keeps dropping by 5% from the prior year's rate. For simplicity, let's run it year by year. Year 1, 2025 to 2026. 82,400 times 1.848. That's 100% plus 84.8%. Is about $152,300. Year 2, 2026 to 2027. The CAGR drops to 84.8% minus 5%, so 79.8%. Take 152,300 times 1.798, and you get around $273,900. Year 3, 2027 to 2028. The CAGR drops again, 79.8% minus 5%, so 74.8%. Take 273,900 times 1.748, and you land at about $478,800. So, if you just sit on it with that diminishing CAGR, by 2028, you're looking at roughly $478,800 per Bitcoin. That's still a huge jump, even with the growth slowing down a bit. Sound good?
That seems pretty crazy to think that that's the eighth wonder of the world, compound annual growth, right? That's, you see how complicated that was, like the num-nums that he was spitting out there. That's, imagine if they taught that in school, the power of compound annual growth rate. They don't. Usually most people learn that the hard way with a credit card. And they're like, why can't I pay this goddamn thing off? And then they realize they nipped him in the old ace. And by that time, it's too late. You've been sucked in. What happened here? My iPad just went off. I wonder if I can connect this to my. I don't have to plug in this stupid iPad all the time. You can see on my old ding dong, we can't get past over the 200 moving average. I can't see this. What's going on here? We can't get over the 200 moving average to save our life. Look at this, hitting our head on it. Boom, boom, boom. That is our next level to get over. Man, if we can't get over that, this was the bullish divergence that we kind of sussed out last week. And I guess to a certain point, it might be a good indicator of a bottom. Usually this is reversal bullish divergence, and that usually does come at a bottom. So there are a lot of signals saying that we may have hit a nice little bottom. Nothing's guaranteed. Obviously, this is YouTube, and people are trying to sell you stuff, so they're going to say wild things. But this isn't that wild. It's just a bullish reversal indicator. And when it's at the bottom of a downtrend, it's usually a nice little indicator that we may be reversing. Now, can we see a dump down to retest this bottom at 79 and then come back up and leave a wick that doesn't get candlesticked? Well, we know how much those little brats like to fill in those candlesticks, so we don't want to see that. What I'd like to see here, look at this. We just got, that was slightly not a bullish engulfing candle. This should have been more. We had a bullish engulfing candle like we ordered on Friday, and now we've just been kind of exchanging red for green in minutia chop suey land, not doing anything. We are out of this symmetrical triangle of neutral. We broke down. Usually would have been nice to break up, wouldn't it? Now we're losing 82.3. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't really matter what happens today because we have the FOMC meeting tomorrow that could be like, historically a nothing burger. But it is some action that can give us a little bit more satisfaction when it comes to this market that's doing nothing and that's boring the hell out of everyone's life. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with someone you think might like it too.